Welcome back to another Bitter Art adventure. Today we're working on paper mache, doing the mixing portion of it and then also the first 2 coats on your creatures that you guys are constructing. So here we go. And I'm ready to put a layer or 2 of paper mache on it to kind of solidify what I have and then go back in and add the tail and smaller details after I do that. So I've got my Elmer's glue. And I've got a bowl that'll be easy to wash that I use a lot for art stuff. It's kind of my go-to. I'm going to open the whole top of the glue. And I'm going to put some glue out. I don't need a ton of it. There's not very much left in this one, and I will continue a video later. But so I've got a bowl of glue here, down here, and then I had a bowl of water, and you can use warm water because you're going to be sticking your hands in it or whatever you want to do. I'm going to pour some water in, and I would say that I'm doing equal parts at this moment. The water's thinner, but then I'm going to take, you can take a spoon, a chopstick, something, and I'm going to mix it. Mix it really good. And then I'm going to add a little bit more water because it's very, very thick right now. I'm going to add some more water, and I kind of want it to be not like milk, right, but more the consistency of like a creamer. Not super heavy cream for those of you guys that cook and do those kinds of things, but more like a cream than a milk, a creamer. Okay. It's always good to not start with the water, just start with the glue, because then as I'm dipping things, or as I'm creating this, if we get it wrong? I keep adding little bits of water to it. If you add too much water in and then you're trying to add glue, you're going to use up all your glue. Not like milk. Start with the glue, add some water to it. I can keep this for multiple days too. One of the great things about it is that it
what happens if we get it wrong?
I can put a saran wrap over it. So there's my kind of cream mixture. You see if it rolls over the side, it leaves like a coating on it, and it's pretty opaque, a little translucent, but transparent, let's say. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to show you how to use, oh, there it is. Okay, how to use the newspaper to start working on your piece here. Okay, so you.
What happens if we get it wrong?
This strand is way too long to start with, so I'm going to rip pieces off. And the key to paper mache is to make sure that you layer. So I'm going to put a piece across here, but I'm going to make sure another piece goes across that one. You want to keep building up and layering. You want the pieces to touch each other, and so that they can glue to each other. And that's what gives it strength in a paper mache. So let's show you down here. I've got the paper mache here. I'm going to take that, and again, I would have protected my table if I didn't have the table I have. You guys might want to protect the table because the glue and the paper can kind of make a sticky mess, right? And then I'm going to take 2 fingers. I'm going to put them on the sides of the strip of paper, and I'm going to squeegee off the excess. I don't want it to be dripping crazy. I just wanted it to be coated. And then what I can do is I can take and I can wrap the paper mache around until it comes back over the top of the other piece that I already have, and smooth it together there, and smooth everything down. One stay on really good by itself. This is a kind of a thing you have to build it up. So I'm going to take another piece, dip it, push it down in the glue really good, and then I'm going to squeegee off the extra. And then now I'm going to put this piece at a little bit of an angle. It gets a lot easier once you have layers on here and you're going over it with a second coat. Okay, going to do another one. And then I'll squeegee that off. Now this one, I might go the other way. And I'm just making sure that I overlap. Okay. And I will get this entire body covered with the glue mixture before I add anything else to it. I'm going to put one whole covering around everything, and then I'll let that dry a little bit, and then I'll come back and I'll put another whole cover and protect the table because the coat smooth it out. Or if you want it to be stronger for the finish, but you remember I'm going to add details and things like a tail. I'm just right now trying to make sure that I get this on here for this body to stay together the way that I like it, because I use that painter's tape, and painter's tape's not particularly a really super sticky tape, so eventually the pieces will start kind of coming off. So and as I'm doing like a curved area, I'm going to crisscross, right? Make an X or a plus sign over the top of whatever it is to start covering that with the paper mache. And then daughter's in class over there. She's doing fun. So I'm going to rip this one in half because it's too thick. Right, and then I'm going to just keep doing that kind of crossover there. Shh. All right. Cross over here. Got that started. So I'm getting kind of that head locked in place here. And now that I have all these pieces that are coming back from the head and they go back to the neck here, I might want to put a piece around this way to really overlap them and make sure that they are going to stay in place where I want them. I have a longer piece here, so I'll just take that one. All right, so I've got a really good start to my paper mache covering. This piece is sticking up here, and that's the other thing. If I can't get it to lay down, maybe the paper's too stiff there, I can always rip that piece off. Just set it over here, and now it's not sticking up anymore. I don't really want it to dry sticking up. If it does, it's going to change the shape of my creature. Okay. There we go. So keep working on that base coat, right? You're going to keep putting layers over this and then let it dry a little bit, and then you're going to do a whole nother coating of those layers. You want 2 good solid layers before we move on. Awesome. Hey guys, here is the dried version of what you just saw in the video. And you can tell it's already getting hard. It's nice and stable. Don't try to break yours. Our goal by the end of this week is to have 2 solid coats and the entire body build complete. And then next week we can start adding like the ears and the eyes and the textures and other things to our creatures. Cool. I'll see you in class.